What's going on, all you George Lucas fans? Your two favorite Jedis are back again, and we are back to talk about the entire season of The Mandalorian, Season 3.
This is the way.
Oh, we just returned from a galaxy far, far away, and we're going to share our thoughts on The Mandalorian going into its third season. It's been a while since we caught up with Mando and little Grogu there. We actually last saw them in the Book of Boba Fett. Go figure, another spinoff that was supposed to be all about Boba Fett, and then kind of switched into the Mandalorian at the end. And in this season, the Mandalorian, it's kind of the same. They divert from their attention from Mando and Grogu and go into side stories for 2 or 3 episodes at a time.
That's right. It really started off with a bang. We talked about the first episode of season 3, and that's maybe a month or two ago. And, wanted to finish the rest of the season and come back and talk about it. But I was really excited. It's one of my favorite shows on Disney Plus, my favorite Star Wars show for sure. Really love the first 2 seasons, how they set up everything. And they honestly could have just done 2 seasons of it. I thought it was a perfect kind of ending. And we didn't need any more, but hence we're here with season 3. And then after episode 1, it just kind of goes downhill in terms of writing. Mandalorian Grogu kind of took the back seat for a long time. A lot of filler episodes. More focal point is Bo-Katan, which Katie Sackhoff, I love her. I think she does a great job with the live adaptation of Bo-Katan. But she was like the focal point for most of the season. And then you see Mandalorian and Grogu in the background and having to do with Mandalore and washing himself the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
That's Prince.
Hey, wrong set. But try to wash away his sins to get back as Mandalorian, and they kind of set that off, and then went elsewhere and setting up all these other side characters.
Yeah, they also covered Dr. Pershing, his whole side story, and the clones. It's just like was out of nowhere and didn't really have anything to do with what the Mandalorian was doing in the other episodes and trying to, go back to Mandalore and rally the troops and everything. And honestly, the focus was just all over the place this season. It just didn't focus in the right areas. And, the last 2 episodes I felt were the strongest of the season, where they finally took their focus back on, Mando, Grogu, and Bo-Katan working together. But before that, it was just kind of random episodes where they had a lot of the other Mandalorian characters in, and the writing wasn't that good. There wasn't anything really appealing or exciting about what was going on. There was a couple of cool episodes with some, fighting happening between the Mandalorians and some other evil characters. But really, there was, nothing going on for a big stretch of the season, unfortunately. It felt kind of flat for me. And, my least favorite season, unfortunately, where it had a lot of potential and I was really looking forward to it. It just didn't meet up to my expectations.
Yeah, because you feel like it's going to go this way and it goes that way. And there's never like an end game or a goal, or you don't remember. Like, where are they going with this? We don't really care. And that's how I felt. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Episode 3 was awful. Painful to get through. It was about Dr. Pershing. That was like almost an hour-long episode, the longest episode of the freaking season. And it felt like it was 4 hours. It just would never end. I didn't care about the characters, where they're going with that. And then from there on, I was like, put me in a bad mood. The last 2 episodes were really good, or pretty good, not really good, but pretty good. And that's how the rest of the season should have been. But that's, key example how it's choppy and it's a lot of different directions. And then you finally feel like it's Mandalorian at the end and just a bunch of filler episodes that you don't give a shit about.
One of those filler episodes was, a big cameo from Jack Black and Lizzo for no reason at all. I can't even remember who their characters were. I don't remember where they were. I would just remember saying the Mandalorian jumped the shark this season for sure. This feels like Jon Favreau, was friends with Jack Black and was like, come on set, let's do this, and invited Lizzo over too. It's just, I don't know, too much focus and attention taken away from the story, from Grogu and Mando. And by the time it finds its footing towards the end, it felt it was, pretty forced. Moff Gideon appears out of nowhere. He doesn't look the same. He's got new armor. He's finally going to take out the Mandalorian and Bo-Katan, and that's wrapped up within less than 2 hours of TV. It just was really forced, and by the way things end too, I don't really see what more they can do with the story other than maybe meet up with Ahsoka Tano down the road. But really, this season felt like it was just trying to feed into the other spinoff shows that are coming, and didn't really make me excited to see any more, because what honestly can they do anymore? I mean, this season Grogu got to have his own little he got his like battle droid. He got to sit in the old IG-1, which was cool, but the novelty wore off pretty quickly with them pressing the button. No, no, no. Yeah. It got annoying pretty quickly. It was funny at first, but I'm not really enthused from here that maybe this should wrap it up. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, honestly, like I said, after season 2, I think it would have been perfect. I think they're more focused on trying to set up all these new shows for Star Wars, and then just kind of have this and Dave Filoni's new movie coming out. Really kind of setting it up for maybe that, but they just didn't have the writing or any characters that we loved before. Didn't really love him as much, I felt, at least. Mandalorian, even Grogu, I didn't feel like it's attached to him this season. Yeah. He was just in a few of the episodes in the end with the IG-12 boosted droid. Grogu, it was cool, but that was about it. Nothing was on the line, nothing to really care about here, and just dragged on. And I binged this in day 1 of COVID, so I was in a whole COVID fever dream. It felt like it wasn't reality. It wasn't real. So most of it's a blur and not memorable. Really disappointed, being a huge Mandalorian fan, huge Star Wars fan. I was looking forward to this, and a huge disappointment. One of the first stinkers, I think, of the year for me, especially for TV. So I'm going to give season 3 of The Mandalorian, streaming on Disney Plus. I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Din Grogu hair pieces.
Din Grogu. That's right. That's his new name, isn't it? I almost forgot. We've said all that we can say about this. The season lost its focus. It wasn't as good as the others, and I'm not really optimistic from where it can go from here. It felt like they used up all their cool ideas within the first 2 seasons, and also Boba Fett, with the characters in that show too, reuniting. It was missing something, and the writing wasn't good. It was all over the place, unfortunately, and it's the worst season of The Mandalorian as of yet. Still no announcement on a season 4, although Jon Favreau has said that he wants to continue it, so we'll see what happens, but not a great season. So with that being said, I am going to give The Mandalorian season 3 a 3 out of 5 Bo-Katan hair pieces.
So I want to hear from all you wild droids out there. What did you like about season 3 of The Mandalorian? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to click subscribe. Also, check out these wild Wookiees on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and our website, Cinephellas.com, for the latest, greatest TV, movie news, and reviews.
I think it's time to go get around at the cantina and forget about this debacle of a season. What do you say?
You know what? I'm going to buy the first 2 rounds of the blue milk.
2 blue milks, too. So until the next Star Wars TV review, I'm Uncle Wookie Hill.
And I am Logan Grogu, signing out until the next TV review.
Cheers!